Hello everyone, welcome back to Quicks14Blog, a special blog here for you all, taking pretty much thought preview, first look at an MMO I've been waiting on for a while, kind of been going back and forth whether or not I'm going to like it or not, and I've been looking forward to this open beta, and of course that's Star Trek Online. This is early beta, or early open beta, sorry. I want to make sure everybody knows that first and foremost, this is open beta. Everything you see here can and will change. In fact, as the time of me recording this, all this footage has already pretty much changed. They just released another patch which fixed a lot of issues and added a lot of different fixes and things of that nature. There's still about a week left in the open beta, so if you're lucky enough to get your hands on a key, by all means come check it out. First and foremost, my opinion of the game, I find it fun. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm very picky about my MMOs, and I actually find this a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing this so far, and I'm looking forward to playing this more, and in fact I am going to go ahead and pre-order it and see how it goes, and you guys can expect more vlogs from me. So let's go ahead and get to this. Two major forms of things going on in this game. You're going to start as a Federation character. You have to. Yes, there is a Klingon option, but you really don't unlock that until like about level 6. And then right now, Klingon's a majority PvP. There are plans to put in a PvE base, things of that nature. You start in a basic tutorial which kind of explains, first and foremost, how you end up being a captain of your own ship and from an ensign, and also giving you the basics of the actual game. Going through basics of missions, bridge officers. You start, of course, at ground level, actually on the ship, and working from that to actual space combat. Ground stuff is actually pretty straightforward, pretty simple, not too difficult here. You played WoW or any other MMO, you're going to be fine here. Space is a little different for a lot of you, but I think they've really got it down. There's still some issues here and there, of course, to fix, which of course they're working on, and we'll continue to work on afterwards, such as some balance, working shields. I found it kind of difficult. They use WASD keys to actually turn your ship. I'm not used to doing that. I like to use the arrow keys, but they have the arrow keys for shield boost, so I kind of have to use mouse look, which is a little difficult because you have to hold both mouse buttons down. Yeah, you weren't saying anything. That was a huge trouble. That's been fixed from what I understand from this last patch. There's all kinds of different missions here. In this mission here, we're basically looking at this debris and scanning it on this planet, and that's pretty much all we did. The mission system is actually quite unique. Besides, of course, all the missions being fairly random, except most of the episodic stuff, with the main stuff where you're actually going through and stuff like this. The random missions, or the missions you can do over and over, are patrol systems, where you go to different systems and you'll have a different mission type from that system. It can be anywhere from combat to scanning to, it's just a variety of missions, to patrolling a sector and securing it, which is what I'm doing here, where you go into these, there's combat targets that you go into, and you go into these instances. It's important to note as well, for those wondering, that this is a very instance-heavy game. It's being ran on one primary server, so you don't select a server like you do different ones on WoW, but you go into one server, and then it spreads out different instances by spreading out the players. So by its nature, you're going to expect to see more loading screens. They've gotten much better at trying to make that as quick as possible, and it's not too painless. It's not too painful. I've seen much games like this be a lot worse, like AO, Eve examples. So it's not too bad, but if you hate loading screens, you're going to see loading screens here and there almost all the time. It's just the nature of the game. It's an instanced game. The good news is that it makes it available. The trade-off is, I guess, is that you're able to have your friends connect, and you guys can be there. No worrying about pick this server or go to that server and things of that nature. So, and it also makes the world a lot bigger and things of that. Now, of course, you can still do that. we're taking a quick look at skills here. This is this is interesting because this is not your standard level up MMO. It does have, of course, it looks like an experience bar up the top in your rank, which is basically your level. In reality, it's not an experience bar, it's a skill bar. You don't get experience points, you get skill points. And based on how many skill points you get is how your bar fills and how your rank goes up. So you could be a Lieutenant Commander, as I am here. Of course, you could be a Lieutenant 11, which is what you need to be before you can go up to Lieutenant Commander. But if you don't spend those skill points, you'll never become Lieutenant Commander. So it's really, I like to call a hybrid between a level-based and a skill-based MMO, and I think it's very unique, very different, very interesting, and a combination of the two, taking the benefits, the plus sides of a skill-up MMO, and the ease and obviousness of a level-up MMO in a nice, interesting way. So I like it quite a bit. There is a lot of customization here, of course, which Cryptic's known for from the very beginning, from creating your tune, if you will, your character, to actually naming your ship. You can actually customize your ship a little bit as well. Each rank, you have different ships available to you, and from those ships, there's about 3 different types of class of ships, or type of ships that you can choose, whether it's cruiser or whatever. And from those 3, you can actually customize how it looks from those 3 choices, and that's what I've done here. That's what I did with the other one. It's kind of a mix of all 3 ships, Constitution class and a few others. Very cool. This here is an exploration mission. It was bugged at the time of this recording. It's supposed to be fixed now in this latest patch, so which I'm grateful for. Exploration missions are just that. You're going to go out into a sector that's not explored, and basically go to different planets to explore things and do different missions. In that case, it was kind of a diplomacy mission to start trade, so they wanted like 10 Durium alloys or whatever. There is a little bit they've started work on. There's, of course, a lot more going into this game. They're kind of being pressured to release it as soon as possible. Right now, ship-wise, if you actually want to visit your ship, the only thing we really have available to us is this bridge here, which there isn't much to see right now, isn't much to do. You can, of course, bring your friends in and things of that nature. We've heard in the future they want to do, of course, a lot more with it, add many more places not only to visit and customize, and it's a very big demand, and more to do on the bridge, but actually even include in-ship missions, where there's missions and things you need to do on your ship. So it should be very cool. Like I said, I really like this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's got a ton of potential, and it was definitely, I didn't know what to expect when I first fired up the beta. I was hoping for a decent game, and I was expecting this could be a lot worse or a lot better, and it was actually a lot better and stuff. Like I said before, once you hit level rank 6, if you will, which is Lieutenant 6, skill-based wise, when you have enough skill points, or if you complete a certain mission, I think it is, well, it's kind of between the two, you're going to start with a Klingon character. Klingons are not as fleshed out as Federation, at least on the PvE side. There's a little bit of PvE, which is what I'm doing here, but not as much as there is on the Federation side. It's primarily your focus as a PvP race. Now, PvP isn't exactly, they're still doing a lot of work on that. They definitely want to bring in a lot more PvE side of stuff into the Klingon things. They've done a lot of changes just here. Right now, as you can see, I started as like rank 6. I'm actually 7 here, I think. But I started rank 6. They've actually brought it down to rank 5. They've changed the starting gear for your bird of prey and a lot of other stuff. Playing as a Klingon so far for me has been very, very different experience from playing as Federation. Obviously, you start with a bird of prey, which is not anywhere as obviously powerful as your standard Federation ship that you start with. And in fact, I had quite a bit of a learning curve to learn how to possibly do this. But as you can see, I can turn much faster. I can of course cloak. I can of course strike quicker. My weapons are much faster in firing. My abilities seem to be much faster, and all stuff. I'd say it's much more strategic for Klingons play than it is for Federation play, in the fact that whereas you can actually go in and take a good beating and keep working at things, and the Klingon side you have to be much more aware of what's going on and much more hit and run sort of ideal. So I'm kind of leaving you all with this wonderful little view of me fighting in a one of the secure sectors where you warp in and just secure a sector. Ship combat is a lot of fun. It's probably the funnest part of the game. There's just so much to it, and it's so much more funner when there's a whole bunch of other players with you, whether it's in this sort of setting or if you've actually teamed up or actually gone into a fleet action. It's a lot of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Of course, the Star Trek Online is coming out February 2nd on retailers. It's going to be about $50 or so for your basics, the basic stuff. It's $14.99 a month, subscription based. So check it out. If you're still getting the beta, try so. That's all for now. Please comment, spread the word.